In this video, I'm going to demonstrate the basic programming of the ERA-VPRX portable chime receiver with 3 different ERA transmitter receivers. Now, like all products in the ERA series, they are all compatible with one another. You can mix and match different types of receivers with different types of transmitters and sensors. But unlike the other 2 receivers that can only take 12 different transmitters, the VPRX can work with up to 16 different transmitters or sensors. And there's 16 available melodies that you can use. So although not mandatory, what most customers do, well, they will assign a distinct melody or tone to a push button so that they can determine the origination source of that melody. So you might have a push button on the front door that plays ding dong. You might have a driveway sensor outside that plays the faster ding dong sound so that you know which sensor was triggered. Now, if you notice, it's a small unit compared to the size of a pin. It's about 3/4 of the size. It's fairly narrow. It can fit in your pocket. It can set upright on a desk. It's got a built-in battery pack that has a standby time of up to 6 days, and you can use the unit while it's charging. Now, there is an included belt clip that I currently do not have installed. There are a series of buttons on the front. There's a mode button, an up button, and a down button that we're going to use once we get into programming. And I pointed out the recharging port on the bottom side, and then on the top is the power button. So we're going to get into programming here. So I'm going to turn the unit on by pressing the power button. You heard it vibrate against my desktop. You heard the short tone sound, and you saw the display backlight green for easy reading at night. A few things to point out on the display. You can see the time and the date. There are some icons across the top. One is the mode of operation. One denotes the battery life. And there's another, it's an icon of a key. And that is a safety feature so that you don't accidentally program it or change the volume if you have it in your pocket, as an example. So before we get into any programming, the first thing we want to do is remove this safety feature. And the way that you do that is to hold down the up and down arrow simultaneously. Now you hear that quick beep sound. The lock has been removed, and now we're going to go into programming mode. And the way I'm going to do that is hold down the mode button and the up arrow at the same time. Now, you'll notice on the display that it says 1-, code learning. That -- lets you know that there's nothing currently occupying that zone. If there was, it would say use. And if you needed to program a different transmitter into zone 1, as an example, you would need to delete that zone or that transmitter from that zone prior to programming a new one. You can consult the user manual that instructs you on how to do that. But for now, the first thing we're going to do is pair or program the ERA-PBTX to zone 1. So I'm going to trigger it by pushing the button. You hear that quick whistle sound, and what that did was let me know that it's successfully programmed. And another clue, it says 1 use. So that means zone 1 is currently in use. It's programmed to this push button. Now you can also change the melody associated with that zone, but by default, this is the ding dong sound, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to change it for zone 2. So I'm going to hit the down arrow, and you can see it says 2 -- code learning. Zone 2 is open. So what I'm going to do now is change the melody. So I'm going to hit the up arrow, I'm going to use the rapid ding dong sound for this UTX transmitter. So now I trigger it. Same whistle noise, and you notice now it says use. Now before we get into zone 3, I am using a motion sensor, and I have it pointed down into my desk so that I don't accidentally trigger it, because that's how you trigger that one. It's the combination of heat and movement. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go down to zone 3. I'm going to change the melody again. So that's the 4-note Westminster chime, and now I need to trigger so that it can program to zone 3. Now when I lifted this up, it flashed an LED on the front of this transmitter. I heard the quick whistle noise, and that let me know that I'm ready, or it has programmed successfully. Now I'm done programming. I simply hit the power button. You hear the beep sound, and now it's at a program mode. So what I'm going to do is test each of these transmitters. You can hear it vibrate as well. And that's it. Pretty simple. One other thing I wanted to go over is the changing the date and time, adjusting the volume, setting the mode of operation. Again, if you notice on the screen, that key is back up there. So before we get into anything else, we need to remove that key. So the way I'm going to do that is hold down those buttons again. The key is removed, and I'm going to tap the mode button. When I tap the mode button, you see the volume. It's on volume level 4. I can adjust the volume. I'm down on volume level 1. I'm on volume level 0. And then go back up. Hit mode again. And the on tells me that the vibration is on. Now I'm in the date and time adjustment. So you hit the mode button to scroll through the hour and minutes, and then the date. And when I'm done, I'm just going to hit the program button, or the power button again on the side. Now I do want to point out something. If you noticed when I told you that I unlocked the screen and I wanted to hit the mode button, when I hit it, nothing happened. And that's an important thing to point out. Once it starts tracking in the user log or the zone logs that it has been triggered, you need to clear the logs out before you can change any of the programming or the mode. And so the way that you do that is you unlock it, and then I can hit the power button quickly, and that clears the logs. And now I can adjust the mode and toggle through the different settings. And when I'm done, just hit the power button again.